All right, so in this video, I want to talk about our journey of living debt-free for more than 7 years. So today I have special someone here. This is my husband, and we have been married for 7.5 years, and we have actually known each other for 12 years already. So we've been best friends since 12 years. Anyway, I'm really excited to have you, but so I wanted to talk about our journey of living debt-free, and I thought I would just talk about it, but then I realized that maybe you guys have some questions that would be a better way to talk about this. So I went on my Instagram and I asked you guys about what questions do you have about living debt-free.
You were talking?
Yeah, this is how I talk.
You breathing?
I know.
Right? Okay.
I'm really nervous that he's here, but whatever. We'll keep going. So I'm going to start reading some questions that you guys left on my Instagram, and we'll go through them. And I thought that it was really important for him to be here because he has really taught me a lot about how to live debt-free, so I really wanted him to be part of this video because I think he's a big part of our journey. So let's get started. Okay, so when I ask, living debt-free, we're going to be talking about that. The first question that I got was, does that include a mortgage? Do we own a house? And somebody said, do you think that mortgage is good debt?
All right. Good and bad debt is not a thing. All right. A mortgage is a mortgage. What you do with it is either good or bad. So, look, for us, right now in our life, we don't have a mortgage on a property because for us, our business takes care of a lot of our finances. And having a mortgage is not an advantage to us because of where we live. We live in a very expensive place to buy the type of home that we want to buy. So it's for us and our plan, it's better to keep the income coming in from our business than to put money into a mortgage for a house that we really don't want. So it's better for us to actually save our money and be able to buy the property that we want. If having a mortgage is a part of your plan, then that's what it is. It's not either good or bad. It's either going to be a lot of risk or a minimal amount of risk. So you can be debt-free, not have any unnecessary debt. Like if you have a mortgage that you can't handle inside of your finances, then that's horrible debt. You don't want that. Stay away from that. You can have a mortgage and know that it's half of your income. That might be a problem. Most people don't want to talk about that, but the amount that you're paying for your mortgage, it shouldn't be around that 50% level, depending on how you handle your finances. So now if you have a mortgage and it's a very small amount of your total income, and if something goes wrong, you can actually cover it for almost a year span of time, then having a mortgage is not a bad risk. Yeah.
The next question that I had was, is living debt-free mean not having any credit cards at all? And the question that was similar to that was, how do you live debt-free while also build your credit? Because I think that there's a thing that people think that if you're debt-free, then you don't use credit cards. So yeah, let's answer that.
These are deep questions. I think everyone has built up all this stuff that they've heard from somewhere. Okay, let me ask you a question. Why the hell do you need credit? What are you going to do with credit? If you had a perfect credit score today, what are you going to do with it? You're going to go out and get something that you can't afford, and then it's going to ruin your credit. So stop worrying about credit. If you actually step back for 1 second and think about what you need credit for, credit is for people who are going to purchase large assets. And you need to have a good credit score so they can show that you're responsible with money. But let me tell you a secret. If you walk in a place with money and you already got the cash, you don't need no damn... Oh, I can't cuss on you.
No, you can talk.
Oh, you don't need no damn credit. You don't need no credit. If you got the money, what you need credit for? So just break that ideology. Having a good credit score is good because it shows that you're responsible and you've been paying money back, and that you can pay back if someone does loan you money. But if you don't need the loan, you don't need credit. Now, if you're going into large purchases, yeah, you might need credit to show that you're responsible enough to handle the size of whatever you're getting ready to purchase.
So how do we handle? We have credit cards, so
Yeah.
how do we handle credit cards? Because I think that was a big learning curve for me of because I think that in my mind I was like, don't use credit cards. Like that's going to be so bad. And then with him, I learned, well, no, how do you use a credit card? Which was really important.
Yeah, here's the rules with credit cards. If you're not responsible, you don't need a credit card. Be honest with yourself. If you can't be responsible with a credit card, you don't need to have one in your pocket. You don't need one in your possession. A credit card isn't money that you don't have. I don't have money right now, so let me use my credit card. A credit card is just basically, you need to use it like cash. You only charge what you actually you should charge less than what you need to whatever you need to buy or spend. Like, unless you have that money in your bank, don't use the credit card for it. Our credit cards get paid to zero on the 17th of every month.
Yeah, every month we pay off whatever we purchase with credit cards, but we don't think like, oh, we'll just use more than we have and like we'll pay it later.
Yeah.
No, we only use what we need and we pay it off every month.
So use credit card like cash.
Yes.
You pay it off. What I forgot what the question is.
Yeah, that was it.
Like
how can you build credit?
Oh, how do you build credit?
Well, being debt free, like, do you use credit cards?
Yeah. So another way to build credit is if you want to build credit because you want to build your credit score, you have to buy stuff responsibly and pay it off. Now, building credit gets a little tricky because you actually have to let the credit card payment go to the next month. Now, that's something that most people don't know. So it's not like right now my credit is, I can't go up. So I don't need to keep building credit. So we pay our credit cards off in the month that we actually charge it. But if you're trying to build credit, you actually need to put something on your credit card, let it go to the time where they have to actually process the payment. I forgot the exact wording for it, but go to the point where they have to charge you for using your credit card and then pay it off. That will help improve your credit score because it gets reported to the credit bureaus that way. So if you're trying to build credit, that's what you do if you're trying to build it debt-free. But honestly, being responsible with your bills, being responsible with anything that you get charged is how you build your credit. A credit card is not the only way to build your credit. Does that help? Okay.
Yeah, it's helpful. Okay. So the next question that we got was...
That's all of them, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does this require for you to save up for bigger purchases when needed? And do we have a car payment?
No.
No, we don't have a car payment.
Do I need to save up for large purchases? First off, stop buying large purchases. All right? If you want the answer, stop thinking you need everything. And if you can't really understand why you need it, and you try to justify why you need it, then you don't need it. Large purchases. What is a large purchase? Are you talking about a car? Well, a car is $2,000. Huh? A car is $2,000. Okay. Oh, but you're too embarrassed to drive a $2,000 car, so you don't want it. Okay. All right. So yeah, if you want to buy a $50,000 car, go ahead, save up 25 grand, go to the dealer and get your car. But I'm telling you, that's stupid. So I don't know how to say. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I have to say it this way because I think people don't listen if you say it too nicely. Mm-hmm. You don't need large purchases. There's nothing that you actually need in your life that's a large purchase. So when someone asks a question about a large purchase, you don't need it. A large purchase that you need is someone's sick and you have to pay a medical bill. Okay, that's a large purchase. All right, that's something that you need to have. You need to live in a healthy environment. That's a large purchase, where you're going to be living with your family. But a large purchase is what? A TV, a special gift? Well, if you with someone that needs special gifts, they got to get over it. Mm-hmm. If you want to be free, it's just the way I have to say it. So, okay, to live debt free, yes. If you want to have something special for you or someone else, or you're trying to purchase something, you should already be in a place to purchase that. You shouldn't have to save up for it. You should already have that money put away to buy that large purchase, so you never have to worry about saving up. Saving should be a part of your lifestyle, and then you will never have to worry about saving up. That's the way when it comes to your purchasing. You have to get your purchase mentality under control first. Yeah. Then saving up for your whatever thing is important. If you can break the mentality, you can be free a lot faster. For example, for a long time, people don't know, but I drove a what was it? That's 2005 Scion XB white.
I don't even know if it was the 2005.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. We had this much amount of money, and he basically was like, we're not spending any more money than what we have.
Yeah.
And
For that purchase, yeah.
honestly, like, I have to tell it from my point of view.
Okay.
It was annoying as hell to like go to dealership and dealership and dealership and dealership and dealership to like find the right car, and it took time.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, that was a lesson for me, because then when he got it, it was a great car that lasted us for so long. It was completely paid off. We never had any like problems with it. He took care of it until we just had to move, and then we sold it.
And I was upset. When I had to sell that car, I was upset because that car made me so much money. And, you know, yeah, you got to think about this when it comes to vehicles. Very few people have interactions where people need to see a vehicle. And I'll give you a secret. If you got to go to an important... let me be quiet because I don't want to say it too loud.
But they got to hear it in the mic. Okay,
all right. If you got to go to an important meeting, we own a business. And sometimes I know you want to show that you have success and all that stuff. But if you need to show that you have a nice car, you can rent it. You can pull up to the meeting and the newest car available, and they think you always got a new car. You can rent it and then drive to the meeting, show them your nice car, take them to lunch in your nice car, and then take the car back. And you don't got nothing to worry about. Most people don't see people's cars. Most people don't know what you drive. Yeah. You don't. And most people see you more than they see what you drive. So if you can get over that, and you know, if driving is a part of your life, you need a reliable vehicle. You don't want to be broken down on the side of the road. Yeah. You got to get places on time. I'm not saying buy something and destroy your life, but you don't have to purchase what you think you need to purchase.
Right. I actually want to go back into basically what my channel is all about, and is I got a couple questions about minimalism, because if you don't know, and if you're watching this video, you know, just randomly popped in your feed, we are minimalists. We consider ourselves minimalists, and I have basically all my other YouTube videos. You can check them out. They're about being a minimalist. And so I got a lot of questions. How are we both on board with minimalism? I want to answer that question.
Yeah.
I want to answer that question and say that, like, he is actually the minimalist, and I have learned to be more minimal. Of course, this is something that like came. I can't deny it. Like, it came easier to both of us, but he is definitely, like, if we think about really truly minimalist, like, he is the minimalist in our family. So am I
answering the question?
Yeah, no, I mean, I am. He is on board with minimalism. He is definitely the driving force of that more than, well, no, just of our lifestyle there. No. Okay, another question that I got was, how do you deal with peer pressure, seeing other people go on expensive vacations and buying all these things, and like, how do you deal with that? And I'll let him give an answer, but I'll give the more compassionate answer to that. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. How do you deal with peer pressure?
Lord. What is peer pressure? Peer pressure. Let me try to empathize and be gracious here, because I want the message to be received, but you really just gotta get over it. Like, how do you deal with peer pressure? Don't take the pressure. I don't know what to tell you. It's pressure from other people. I think that you gotta understand a lot of ideologies to deal with peer pressure, and the first thing that you can try to understand is how marketing and influence works. The whole point of marketing is to try to get you to feel a certain way about yourself, so that you will respond by doing something that you think is going to make you feel better. If you go on that vacation and you go on this thing, you spend your money on this thing, and then when you get done, how do you feel after? So didn't you just waste that entire experience? Wouldn't it be so much better if you just say, man, let me really be able to do this. Let me create a system so that I can really go and enjoy this vacation. Yeah. It's a major difference. There's people who can live a certain lifestyle, and people want that lifestyle, but they don't know what they had to go through to be able to get their lifestyle. So we try to fake it. We try to cheap it. We try to put it on the credit card. All you're doing is making what you think you need, or it's going to make you feel, but you're going to feel so much worse. Yeah. So don't fall into that trap of like, wow, this person, you don't know what that person is doing. Yeah. You don't know what they're dealing with. You don't know if they really can do it. And I can tell you a secret. Most of the time, the people that look like they can be doing all this stuff and they're decked out all the time, they don't have the money to be doing that. It's the guy like me driving around in an old car that has the money to be able to go do that. So, like, don't fall into that trap. Learn to be very confident in yourself first, and then understand why you want to do something, and then make a plan to get the money to do it.
And try not to let it come into your life. Like if you're following somebody who's always on these like vacations and it's just like ruining your life and what you're trying to build, then just get the people out of your life, out of your feed, out of your YouTube. Like you don't need to be watching, other people's things that is making you, just not enjoy the life, the free life that you are trying to live.
Yeah. But here's the second thing. If you really want to know how someone's doing it, ask.
Yeah.
Ask them. Don't be ashamed. If you really want to say, hey sis, hey bruh, how do you get to go on these vacations? Like, what are you doing? Yeah. And they might drop a secret on you that might change your life. Yeah. Hey man, hey, I see you doing this thing. I see you bought this. How'd you do that? He might say, oh, I got this business. I invested in this. I financed it. I did. And then you'll understand the entire picture. But anything you see online, remember, everything on... See, there's another ideology. Everything online is fake. Yeah. Just understand that. No matter how real people say they are, like they have to put up something so that everyone can see it and accept it, or make a video that people can like. So you really have to get to know those people that you're idolizing. I don't think you should idolize anybody. So if you really want to know, or you really want to have what they have, ask them, hey, how did you get that?
And I also had another question more on like the motherhood side of that, and like seeing like your kids see other kids have stuff and then they ask you for it, and kind of how you deal with it. I know his answer is different than mine, but I think that your children, like you, like it's okay for you to give them something that they want for special occasions, for their birthdays. Like you have to teach them that, like, there's certain times where, we can put it on your list and see if we can get it or not, like depending on your financial situation. And it's also like, that's teaching your kids that, like, first, that they can't get everything they want, because it's just not, sometimes we can't even afford it. And it's a lesson that is good for your kids to see. And also, and not feel, not feel bad also if you want to get them something special. Yeah. That you can, like I don't think that we should just say like we're minimalist, like we're never gonna buy our kids something that they're asking us for. No, but it's not also just giving them constant like things that they ask for every single time, because that your kids are gonna continue to ask for things. So you just gotta set your limit in yourself and say, this is the thing that we're going to get, and, but I can't just keep giving you everything that you ask for, because kids will continually ask for things. And something that we do with our kids is like, oh, you like that? Yeah, that's really cool. Let's look at it. This is so fun. That's it. We're not going to take it home. It's just really cool. You think that's really cool?
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do that with our kids every single time we go to the store. We're like, oh my gosh, look at all these toys. That's so cool.
That's cool.
They stay in the store.
I like that. I like those.
Yeah.
I like those things.
And your kids, I think that they also just want to know that you care about what they're, what they're into. Yeah. They don't necessarily think that like you're gonna, or the expectation shouldn't be that you're buying them everything that they think is cool. Anyway, all right, let's keep going. Okay, so this is the last question. So what are some things that you've been able to achieve because of living a minimalist lifestyle or a debt-free lifestyle? What are some things that we've been able to achieve?
I don't know what they mean by achieve.
I don't know. That's the question.
Oh. You want me to start?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't exactly know what they mean by achieve, but definitely put away a good amount of savings. Definitely start multiple businesses. Be able to chase after the things that we want to do and have the freedom of time to do it. Mm-hmm. Building a lot better relationships because we have the time to do it. Mm-hmm. Building our relationship. Family time. I don't know what they mean by accomplishments. Yeah. A hope for the future. That was the big one. I always I'm not looking at the future trying to figure out, well, what can I do? Or I actually can think of an idea or a plan and know how to execute it and move towards it, because I don't have the chain of debt pulling me back. That's a big accomplishment. A lot of things with being able to focus on the future with my family. De-stress. That's a lot of non-stress.
Yeah.
I don't know what else they mean by accomplishments.
Yeah, I think that this is also just like a long journey. This is not like a short thing. So I think the next thing that we are trying to do is, okay, we've been living debt free. So now, sorry. Okay. So now we've been living debt free. So our next goal is, building wealth, and we have seen even from our parents, the blessings that we've been able to have because they went on a journey of being financially responsible. Yeah. And now are living in that blessing, and we want to make sure that we go on the same journey and then also pass that on to our kids so that when they're our age building their life, they have so much better opportunities, a much better future. And we've definitely have started our marriage from that rock, from that good foundation of financial being responsible for our finances because of our parents.
Yeah.
Both of our parents kind of went on that journey. I think my parents a lot later than your parents. But because of those decisions that they made, we really were able to, step in those blessings.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's good. Yeah, I think a big part of this quote unquote accomplishment thing is just so you kind of can get the whole picture. Just being debt free isn't like debt free is a thing. You have to understand the whole journey that being debt free allows you to build wealth. Debt free is just a stage where you have the time to study and learn about financial instruments. You have the time to learn about investments. If you're too busy worrying about debt, that time is taken away to learn those new things or even have the financial capacity to enter into those things. So for us, this is just a part of a journey to moving towards a different type of wealth. The first part of making a little bit of money is cool, but that's not the end of it. We're still in a place where we understand how to make money, but now turning that into wealth is a totally different game. So this is just one of being debt free is one of the steps on a larger journey.
Yeah.
Does that help? Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only questions people had?
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of repeat questions, like questions that were similar, so I try to condense them into one question. Yeah. Okay, so those were all the questions that we had. As you can tell, I wanted to bring my husband on because I know that he has a lot of knowledge into this, and I find his opinion really valuable. I've been able to learn a lot about managing our finances through a lot of the things that he's taught me, so I really wanted him to be a part of this video. So thank you so much for being in my videos. He never likes to be on camera on my YouTube, but so just don't forget to like this video if you found this information helpful at all, and don't forget to subscribe to see more videos about minimalism, Montessori, living debt free, all that good stuff. So see you later.
No.
Okay, this is where I get really nervous.
Everyone's gonna be upset.